Hey everybody, welcome back. If you watched my last video, you saw me where I opened up the SlaterSportsCards.com retro wax box, which has a variety of different wax packs from the from the junk wax era, as well as some of the premium packs. But one of the other things that I really like about SlaterSportsCards.com is that in addition to the retro wax box, you can create your own custom box. Every time that I order, I always order a custom box. He has a variety of different packs that you can choose from as far as the more elite packs. He also does have where you can get 10 different variety packs from the junk wax era. So in this box, I did get the 10 random packs, which we'll open up. I did also get two more of the 1989 Fleer authenticated box, but again, we don't know whether these are error boxes or not, so we'll see if we find any of the error cards in this one here. I did try once again with my arch nemesis for 1989 Donruss. This is a cello pack, which I don't think I ever remember opening up any of the cello packs, even though I've bought probably 50 different wax boxes back in '89, the standard wax. And then we also have one of the most sought after sets of the junk wax era, the 1989 Upper Deck, looking for the Griffey Rookie. This is a high number set, so not the highest chances of getting a Griffey, but there is still a good chance that you could find one. It's been a long time since I've pack pulled one of these. And so I'm hoping that I'll end that tonight here. So we're going to open up some of the packs here. Again, if you didn't see my last video, it's a little different, unique setup here for me because I am in my parents' house displaced after a fire. I am okay. The house is possibly a total loss, but things can be replaced. People cannot. So I'm just thankful to be here. So we're going to start off the random packs. Nothing too highly sought after here, just always fun to open up these packs just to see what you can find. This is a 1992 Donruss Series 1. Again, nothing too great in the set. A few decent cards. Did get a Klesko in the retro wax box. So we'll see what else we can find here in this set. Start off with Tony Pena, Bruce Hurst, David Segui, Kent Herbeck, Carlos Garcia, Klesko again. So 2 packs, 2 Kleskos. That's kind of unusual. Mel Hall, Chuck Finley, Julio Machado, who I believe is in jail for murder. Will Cordero, Otis Nixon, also no stranger to prison. Benito Santiago, and Norm Charlton. So pretty decent pack there. 1994 Fleer Ultra. Most of what you find in here are the inserts that are most valuable. Again, not a whole lot in the set that I'm aware of, but I'm not an expert at the set. We have Derek May, Rick White, Otis Nixon once again. James Baldwin, who was a pretty hot commodity at one point. Sean Dunston. Marvin Freeman. Mariano Duncan. John Burkett. Wes Weger, who I've never heard of in my life. Terry Mulholland. Jose Canseco, which I don't seem to remember him playing for the Angels, but I'm sure he did. Steve Soderstrom, Gabe White, and then our insert card is going to be Greg Maddux, which is a pretty neat card. I love the triple motion cards there. This is the Strikeout King card, so that's a really neat insert card to find. 1988 Score, the first year of Score. Most notable is Tom Glavine, Ken Caminiti, and Greg Jeffries would have been the hot card to find back in the day. We start off with Kirby Puckett, Nelson Liriano, Harold Baines, Bob Ojeda, Jody Davis, and Greg Gagne. So none of the big rookies in that one, but always good to get a Kirby Puckett card. And we're going to go back to 88 Topps again. We are looking for a Keith Comstock error. Tom Glavine, Ken Caminiti are the two big rookies there. Oral Hershiser, Whitey Herzog, Ryan Sandberg, who again recently passed, Tim Tuffle, propaganda piece, Pascual Perez, and we did get an error card. So this is one of the known errors, the Mark McGwire record breaker, the white spot where they didn't fill in the red. So that is an error card. Not a highly valuable card, but still a neat one. Ted Power and Randy Bush. And 1990 Don Russ. Again, looking for some error cards in this one, most notably the Juan Gonzalez reverse negative. Terry Kennedy, Gary Reedus, Tony Castillo, Joe Oliver, Fernando Valenzuela, and the checklist. So nothing too crazy in that pack. Now we're going to go over to 1991 Leaf Series 2. Again, most notably in this set is the Gold Leaf Rookies. I don't believe there is one in this pack here. We start off with Von Hayes, Wade Boggs, Carlton Fisk, Darryl Strawberry, who I always will hate seeing in a Dodgers uniform as a Mets fan. And Frank Thomas, one of the better cards in the set, second year. Dennis Martinez and Roberto Alomar and Jose Rijo. So not a bad pack at all, even though there's not a lot of high value in them. Some of the better cards in the set were in that pack. We now are going to go to 1992 Stadium Club Series 2. These packs are always hard to open. These cards were so expensive when they first came out. I never was much of a collector of them. Not a lot of value in them now, but they are still some really neat cards. One of the neat highlights of these cards were the fact that they would show their Topps rookie on there. There's John Olerud, one of the better hitters in the game, one of the more underappreciated hitters of all time, in my opinion. John Smoltz, Jay Howell, Pete Shurik, who at one point was a hot commodity, Charlie Liebrant, and Ellis Burks to finish out the pack. So not the best pack, but not a horrible one either. Now we're going to go back to 1989 Score. Again, Griffey didn't make this set here, so it's not a highly sought-after set. But in my opinion, I think it's probably next to Topps. It's my favorite design card. It's just a very simple, but I love the colors and the layout there. It's just a really neat card. And we start with Rick Russell, Darryl Strawberry, Andre Dawson, Harold Reynolds, Wally Backman, Bo Jackson. So definitely a good pack so far here. Bob Stanley, Felix Jose, can't really see his unibrow on this one, and Derek Lilliquist. So none of the great rookies, but a lot of really good, nice names in that pack. Again, one of my other arch nemesis here is 1988 Don Russ. Still trying to pack pull a Roberto Alomar, so I'd love to get one in this pack right here. And we start off with Alan Trammell, Mike Marshall, Willie Randolph, Frank White, Sean Abner. Thought I had an Alomar at first, but wrong skin color. Ruben Sierra, Tim Wallach, Tony Phillips, Bo Jackson. As our past is alive people are familiar with him, it's Tat Padler. And then Don Mattingly. So So some really good names in that one. It's not a highly sought after set, but that's not a bad pack considering not getting the big name rookies. And then our last of the basic cards here is a 1991 Score. This one is Series 1. I believe this is the Mike Mussina series here. And we start off with Ken Griffey Jr. All-Star, Fred McGriff, Benito Santiago, Steve Farr, and Walt Weiss to finish out that pack. So, all right, so those are the basic cards here. We're going to go next to our 1989 Donruss. Looking again for Ken Griffey Jr. rookie. In the number of boxes that I opened up in these when these first came out, I pulled very few Ken Griffey Jr.'s based off of what I should have gotten. So hopefully we'll end my bad luck here because it's been a long time since I pulled one. A little bit better odds with it being a solo pack, so we'll see what we can find. Tim Cruz. Mark Grace Diamond Kings. We get 2 puzzle pieces in this one. In every cello pack, you do get a Donruss Grand Slammers, only available in these packs. Here's a Mike Greenwell, who also recently passed. Nothing too notable here. There's a Mike Greenwell Diamond Kings. Spike Owen. Mike Schmidt. Here's a Craig Biggio rookie, so one of the better rookies that you can find in the set there. I was starting to think I wasn't going to get much of anything in this solo pack here. Dave Henderson, Alex Sanchez, Robinson Griffey once again. So Craig Biggio, one of the nicer cards there, but still, again, once again, this pack, this set beats my butt and does not give me a Griffey. So now we have 2 of the 1989 Fleer, looking for Bill Ripken, Error, Griffey, along with some of the other notable rookies in this set, which I'm sure if you are interested in baseball cards, you are very well aware of the rookies from 1989. All right, so we're going to start off with my favorite team, the Mets sticker. And an All-Star Bobby Bonilla. Checklist. Willie McGee. Jack McDowell, which would have been a hot card back in '89. Norm Charlton. And Randy Myers. So none of the highly sought after cards in that pack. So we're down to the last 89 Fleer, and then we're going to go to the 89 Upper Deck. Still trying to chase a Griffey rookie. And then go from Mets to the Yankees, the nemesis here. All right, so now we are going to find out if this is an error box here. So this is a precursor to the Bill Ripken card here. So this is the Jose Canseco 40/40. And we have Roger McDowell, and it is the black box edition. So not the error pack that I was really getting teased with there, but at least we know. But it's still nice to open them up and hope here. So there's the black box edition instead of the F face. And then as always, Bo Jackson is followed in there as well. So a little bit of tension there, but a little bit of a letdown too. All right, so now we have our final pack. It's been a long time since I've opened up a pack of 1989 Upper Deck. I did pull Griffey back in 1989. I've yet to pull one since then. But at the same time, because the packs were so expensive, I've hardly opened too many of these packs. So let's see what we can find here. Upper Deck is horrible for the cards being all over the place here. A very horribly cut Dave Parker. And our hologram stickers, we have the Reds and the Mariners. Orlando Mercado. And we have another Craig Biggio rookie card. So 89 Upper Deck and 89 Donruss Craig Biggio. All right, so none of the super big names rookies except for Biggio, which we happen to get 2 of, but we did get the drama of the Bill Ripken card there. So it's always fun opening up packs, even if you don't get any of the big cards here. Fortunately, we did walk away today with 2 of the Biggios, so it's kind of neat to go with that. There. Don't think I've ever pack pulled a Biggio Upper Deck. Unfortunately, the corners are just a little nicked up there. Not as upset as I would be if it was a Griffey. Plus, it's a little off center, so not the best one, but it's still always fun to pull a Hall of Fame rookie card. So thanks for joining in tonight. In the next couple days, I'm going to have a couple of the Past is Alive stockings that John put together. And see what we can find in those, and hopefully we can hit some big Grand Slam cards there. But anyway, have a great night, everybody, and see you all next time.